Can't think of the word. Anyway.
Answer the question.
We've never seen a force like this.
Hello.
Hi, how are you, Gary?
Good, thank you.
How you doing?
My name is Constanza. I am a content creator from Chile. I would like to start by asking, what did it feel like to join the Dune universe? Like, did you have any pinch me moments with this project?
Yeah, it's certainly an honor. It's a great world and a very successful movie franchise and books. There's a bit of pressure at the same time, but luckily we're in good hands with the writing and the producers and everything. The show looks so such a large world. You know, I'm very excited for the audience to see it.
There were so many pinch
I
me
feel
moments.
like every day I have a pinch me moment.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, I'm in that show.
Yeah, getting the audition. Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, getting the role. Ooh. Getting on set. Ooh. Getting in the costumes. Like, it was like, honestly, it was like it just kept building on top, and you're like, oh my goodness.
And when we finally get to watch the show as well,
Yes.
and it's all come together, and you're like, oh wait, this is really real.
And then
people are
last
gonna
night
see
as
this.
well, we saw the premiere, and there were like some fans in as well, and I was like, oh
my God.
I agree with Travis. I mean, I remember the first time I wrote the word hearkening in dialogue, I was like, wow, this is crazy.
I mean, for me, one of the biggest ones was like being at Comic-Con and just seeing like the crowd of people who turned up to like listen to us all chat about this show that we really care about. And it was so cool to see that they all really care about it too, even though it's not even out yet. So I think that was insane. I feel like there's gonna be many more pinch me moments once the show comes out. Fingers
sure.
crossed. Yeah.
What do you want?
To wipe out every trace of existence from our worlds. That is why I've been gifted a great power.
Talking about writing this, the characters are so interesting. Travis, your character is kind of crazy, and there's like this interesting thing about his eyes that I love so much. And how do you prepare for a role like Desmond that, you know, has this very interesting and sometimes like you don't know if you like him, you don't know if you hate him kind of thing?
Yeah, that was very attractive to me to, you're not sure if he's a good guy or a bad guy, and always constantly trying to have inner monologue or judging people in my head while I'm watching them. I love the moments where you don't have to say dialogue, because I've got a horrible memory for a start, and I'm probably hungover too. But no, I enjoyed, that's what's so attracted me to the role in the first place. Every character's got a unique voice. You don't know who's good, who's bad. So much corruption and lies going on. It's a great world to be immersed in, you know, and I think it's great for the audience to be have so much thought. What's the word? Provocation. Here's my lexicon. There's so much. Can't think of the word. Anyway.
I mean, like one of my favorite bits of acting.
Provoking. God damn it!
Provocative. Yeah.
Very thought-provoking.
Yeah. One of my favorite bits of acting that Travis does in episode 1 is that he comes into the throne room to tell the emperor about his insurgency problem, and he's being read by a truthsayer. And when he's walking out of the room with the emperor, he looks back at our truthsayer, and you don't know whether that's a smile on his face, or a sneer, or a frown, or whatever. And I just, the ambiguity of the character is really exciting. Keeps you on your edge, keeps you on your toes all the time.
The sisterhood draws women from many worlds to advance our species and govern the future.
This series delves into the origins of the Bene Gesserit, who up to this point, we've seen mostly like villains or like these very eerie creatures in the Dune films. So what new aspects of the sisterhood do you think will be most revealing or impactful for new viewers?
I think actually like the humanizing of them, and as you say, like realizing that they are not a monolith. Like there's so many different characters within the sisterhood, and actually that the women that go to the sisterhood have come from all different planets across the universe, and they've come here because they're like the best in something, or they've got something to offer, and you only are and actually how hard it is, like how much work you have to do to get to the stage that we see in the films. Like that's work, and so like so few people get to that stage.
We give you kind of the inner workings of the sisterhood. We show you their training regimen. You get to see what it takes to become a reverend mother, a truth sayer.
And I mean, the only person that I think in the films that I can kind of relate to, like the sisters that you see at our points in like the training, is probably like Paul, because he doesn't really like know completely, I mean, how to use the voice yet. I mean, you see him kind of, you know, gain that as a skill from like, and how
He's not an expert.
Yeah,
like,
and how he's being
usually.
taught from Jessica. The rest of the sisters that you see in the traditional sense are already like fully fledged like reverend mothers. So I think it's really cool to like visit the sisterhood when you can see, you know, sisters in training.
I also think what's really cool about this story is that in the middle of it, at the head of the sisterhood, our protagonist is a Harkonnen, Valia Harkonnen. And through her, you get to see a little taste of how the Harkonnens came to be. You know, we kind of have this impression of that Harkonnens are evil and vile, and you start to realize there's a real tragedy behind them, and a misunderstanding, and which also leads to tragic consequences because of the feud with the Atreides that we kind of touch upon. So I think you'll have a lot of fascinating insight into the Dune lore.
Even with Valia Harkonnen, Emily's character, we see her when she first like discovers it, and her origins, which is kind of like, oh, okay, even this person that we see is like, we see her as like very powerful, very in control of her body and all of these skills and powers. Actually, there was a time when it was like, oh, that's really new. How did I do that?
Take out your blade. This is madness.
Talking about skills and powers, if you could choose one from the Dune universe to have yourself, which one would you pick and why?
I know yours, the dressmaker, but I love the power that I've got. I love to be able to mess with people. My character's got mess with people mentally without even touching them, you know, and really cause them some grief and harm and pain and cruelty.
I feel like mine changes every time.
Yeah, I'm going
thinking
with,
about this.
what are you saying today?
Right, I think
Answer the question.
I think the ability to like just like what the sisters do with like control their body, like I feel like there's probably like some healing aspects in that.
Ooh.
It's like I hate getting paper cuts, dude.
I hate getting paper cuts.
When, you know, they're
so-
like the worst pain. And if
Oh, you can like look at it and be like,
look at it and be like,
control.
or like even control
Red blood cells,
or
or was
even,
it the
like,
white?
control the way that you're perceiving the pain. That's a really cool thing. And maybe you could
just
emotionally,
like the agony.
yeah, maybe you could emotionally change that as well, which I think is
That's really good.
There's a lot about the sisters we don't even know.
I would love the ability to kind of look at someone and figure out whether they're telling me the truth or not. I think that'd be kind of interesting, an interesting power to have.
You could lose a lot of friendships through that, though. You'd be
You could
like,
probably make
"Oh."
yourself very unhappy, but
Yeah.
but you would know what the deal is.
I think the voice.
The voice is a good one. The voice is a trustworthy one.
It's good.
What
It's
if-
solid. You can just get people to do what you
one
want.
day-
That can be tiny. That can be huge.
What-
Clean my house.
Dude, what if one day it doesn't work though? Like you say, you like you go to use the
Is that
voice.
possible?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I actually had
Like
fear.
you go to use the voice and you ask something a bit like absurd, and then everyone just looks at you like, "Why did you just say?"
Well, yeah.
What
If
do
you
you
have
mean?
power and then you lose power, that's like really embarrassing. But if you had the power,
If you have the
it's
power.
the voice for me.
Okay.
But I really like your like being able to transmute poison
Yeah.
and like be in control of your blood cells.
It's a good skill.
It's
to
kind of
have.
cool.
Yeah.
I see the corruption in your heart. Same way I see the blood trailing your every step.
If Desmond could have a scene with any character from the Dune universe, who would you choose and why? Both of you.
From the whole universe or from our show? From our show, I was very lucky to work with Emily in a couple of one-on-one scenes, and as an actor, it was a privilege. Hopefully I don't embarrass myself too much, but there's a great cast, any of them. I think the kids have got great storylines and great voices, and they're all really intelligent characters. Yeah, I'm not sure. I've enjoyed working with everybody.
I think it'd be kind of interesting what Desmond Hart would think of Paul Atreides if you met him. You know what I mean? That would be an interesting, an interesting meeting of the minds. You know what I mean? Who's good, who's bad? Be kind of an intriguing question to ask.
There's a war. hidden in plain sight.
And finally, just very quickly, if you could describe your character in just one word, what would that be?
God, this is hard.
You can do more than one. If you want three, that's fine too.
No. I like.
It's nice.
It's
We just might
nice.
need a second.
I'm gonna say capable.
I'm gonna say unexpected.
Ooh, I love that.
That's
I
Yeah.
don't know if that makes sense.
I want to change what. No.
Well, thank you so much for this. It was so nice to meet you, and congratulations again. Well,
Yeah.
that's all the time we have. Thank you so much. Congratulations again, and hope you have a nice rest of your day.
Thank you very much.
Hey, what was your favorite episode?
Ooh, I've only seen 3, and up to now, I think the second one is
Oh,
very
yeah.
interesting. I love that one.
It's a scary one too, right?
Yeah, I was surprised by how scary it was. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, this is like a horror movie now? Okay.
Yeah,
Ah, that's cool.
that's cool.
I love that.
It worked.
Well, thank you.
Glad to hear that. Thank
Yeah,
you so much.
It
Yeah.
worked.
Yeah.
Okay, thank
Alright.
you.
See you
Take care.